What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another update with Pork Chop. It's been a hot minute. I haven't posted a video since Friday, so I feel like I am due, and y'all are due, of seeing a video for the 4 people that watch these videos. I appreciate you so much. So, I just got finished working at Pizza Planet for the night, and didn't really make Jack or Jill, but it's okay. I enjoy working at the Planet of Pizzas, and I am happy to see some of the smiling faces that I've grown to love and care for, and those faces being my fellow companions with the company. And it's weird because we just posted a now hiring for a delivery driver. So if you're in the Amarillo area and you want a delivery job, just go to Pizza Planet, tell them Colin sent you. If you're not in the Amarillo area, then just come visit. Come say hi, come have a pizza, bring the kids, bring the family, whatever. But yeah, I was just going to talk about a few things, and then talk about my trip that I took this weekend with my wife, my best friend Tanner, and my good friend Jess. I guess I could probably call her like my best girlfriend, even though she's not my girlfriend. I keep making jokes to my wife that Jess is my girlfriend's girlfriend, the typo negative song. But instead of my girlfriend's girlfriend, it's my wife's girlfriend, because when she's not hanging out with me, she's hanging out with Jess. But yeah, a couple of things real quick. This one might be a bit, so go get a refreshment, go get a snacky snack, and maybe turn the air conditioner up a little bit, dim the lights if you want to, and we'll get through this together. So let's get the sports out of the way first. I usually do those last, but let's get the sports out of the way. The Toronto Blue Jays won their first home game in Buffalo this evening. I did not have a stroke. I did not say that incorrectly. They were not allowed to play baseball in the country of Canada. So their I think their AAA affiliate in Buffalo let them use their stadium. So the Buffalo Blue Jays. That kind of has a nice ring to it, though. The Buffalo Blue Jays. That's kind of cool looking. That's kind of cool sounding, I should say. So congratulations to them for getting, I think, their first home win, I think, of the season so far. I think they've been road warriors up until tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, the Rangers are kicking ass. My Lakers still have the #1 seed that didn't get taken away from them. They're good to go in that avenue. And it looks like the college football season is slowly getting pushed to the spring. The Pac-12 and the Big Ten had pretty much punted their season away today. So that's 2 of the Power 5 conferences. There's still 3 of the Power 5 conferences still up and going. The Big 12, the ACC, and the SEC. As of right now, I'm going to treat it like business as usual and just have conference games and 1 non-conference game. I'm still hoping for a Texas A&M, Texas UT, TU matchup. I know it's not going to happen, but I think that each conference is allotted 1 non-conference game, and as of right now, that looks like, holy crap, that biker just started that. I said bicyclist. I don't know, man. I just out of nowhere, I just saw a flash of a white light. I'm like, oh, the aliens found me. They're taking me away finally. So as of right now, it's just those 3 conferences. So if the Aggies have an open game against anybody from the ACC or the Big 12, let's go with them Longhorns, them T-Sippers. Let's do that. Let's renew that rivalry, the shootout. And I really like that. I'd really love to play against the T-Sippers again, but that's probably not going to happen. I'll settle for Texas Tech or Baylor, just any of the Texas schools, because it gets kind of lonely in the SEC because we're the only Texas school, and that would be great. Even TCU. I'll take TCU. But anyway, So, hell, I'll settle for Kansas. Can we just have like a powder puff, a cream puff like Kansas? Oh my God, something just hit my car. What the hell was that? I'm seeing like lights and things are hitting my car. Damn it, I don't appreciate this kind of resentment and torture I'm going through. But anyway, so that's what I'm hoping for. As of right now, the NFL looks like it's going to go off without a hitch. To be determined on that, though. But anyway, so just wanted to share a little story with y'all. Time to get retrospective. So, like I said, when you dim the lights, hopefully this will calm you a little bit. And that is the conversation that I overheard between two of my coworkers at Pizza Planet. I'm sure they don't mind me using their names, Carl and Dave. And Dave was talking about, pretty much, jobs, and that he doesn't want to be, delivering pizzas the rest of his life. He had one job that kind of put him on furlough, it sounds like, and he just, I don't know, he's trying to figure out what to do. Still trying to figure out what he wants to be when he grows up. And Carl was like, hey man, I mean, it's cool to work here. Carl's an older guy that he has a full-time job, and he does Pizza Planet on the side, such as myself. And he said, the way that I see it, man, and he put it into such a he put it in a box. And that box, when you open it, man, it just, bingo. It just, the way that, that you look at it inside the box is like, oh, well, yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. What's a good way to look at it? He said, okay, man. He's like, my full-time job is the biscuits. And this Pizza Planet job is the gravy. And, because the biscuits is what I'm bringing home to feed my family, and the gravy pretty much is just the good stuff on top that you can add to the biscuits and make it better, make it more fulfilling, make it just great. And I was like, man, that's a good way to look at that. That's a good representation of that. Now, if, Pizza Planet could be, hear me out on this one. If Pizza Planet could be the gravy, and maybe add a little grape jelly in that. Try it, okay, try it. Before y'all talk some shit, try it. Do the biscuits, right? And then when you do the open face biscuits, put a little bit of grape jelly or jam or whatever you want to put in the middle, and then pour the hot steaming gravy on top of that, and then kind of like mix it a little bit. It is amazing. I saw my grandma do it once when I was a kid, and I tried it, and I've never looked back. So give it a shot. Grape jelly, gravy, and biscuits. To some people, it might just taste like trash, but you know what? Sometimes trash is amazing to have. I mean, people eat all-you-can-eat buffets, and you think that's actually good for you. It all goes to the same place. But anyway, so try that. So Carl, wow, just great way to describe that. And I'm really going to start using that, going to start seeing it that way. I mean, I kind of already saw it that way. This is just a side hustle. This is just gravy for my biscuits. And I'm like, that's a good way to look at it. Thank you, Carl. So anyway, the trip was fun. Asked off for Pizza Planet on Friday night, and the original plan was to drive to Wichita Falls, spend the night, and then spend the day in Dallas. Just drive the extra couple hours and just drive to Dallas and spend the day in Dallas, and then go back to Wichita Falls, and then head home Sunday. But when my wife came home, she already had Tanner with her, and Tanner said, change of plans. And I was like, oh God. And he's like, he said, we're going to Dallas tonight. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then of course he said, I have to use this reference for Colin, and he's gonna get it. He came out of the car, he's like, you boys like Mexico? Yeah! If anybody knows what that movie is, 10 points. Write down in the comments what movie that was. You boys like Mexico? And I appreciate it. I appreciate the audience participation. And so we drove straight there. We had a little bit of a crisis that was averted, but not really. It was kind of left up in the air until the next morning. we had a friend of ours, Jordan, go check on the dogs while we were out of town. And when she went to go check the dogs, our front door handle busted. The knob from the inside fell onto the floor in the living room, and the outside was just kind of loose, just hanging there. So my wife told Jordan, don't worry about it, we'll call somebody in the morning, try to get it fixed. And sure enough, that's what we had to do. But I wouldn't say almost the entire way there, but for a good portion of the way there, my wife was bugging. My wife was freaking out. She's like, oh my God, the dogs, you gotta, like, and even though Tanner and I assured her a couple times, it's gonna be okay, she was still freaking out. And I was like, that's okay. I mean, I'm freaking out a little bit too, man. I want my dogs to get taken care of. And so I called my grandma the next morning. Her and my granddad came up to the house. I just pulled up, that's why I'm pointing over here, to the house, and called a locksmith to, I pretty much had to call a locksmith to give him permission to break into my house. And I had to verify my name and my address, and I had to send a picture of my driver's license and all that jazz. And yeah, so he went in there and broke into my house, fixed the door. My grandparents let the dogs out, and they played with them and fed them and went home. But our front door is having a hard time locking, so I don't think they did that decent of a job apparently. But I mean, I appreciate them fixing it. It was cheap. It was only like $60 to get the door open and fixed. And apparently he did some woodwork on the door frame, because he's like, this is not lined up properly. And since it's not lined up properly, our door is not okay. So he did too much of a good job. It's not that he didn't do a good job, he did too much of a good job. Our door isn't locking properly because the frame is actually where it's supposed to be and not where it has been. But more on the front door here in a bit. And so Saturday I woke up, went down to get breakfast at the hotel. We stayed at a Wingate. I think it's called a Wingate hotel in Dallas. And Irving, Texas, not Dallas, but it's like a area. But anyway, the DFW area is just one giant area, and they're named different things. So went down, and they have a to-go breakfast. That's their breakfast because of COVID. They have, hold on, there's somebody that just stopped alongside my house. I don't know who this person is. They're just sitting here. Okay, maybe they're just sitting here to get directions or something, because they need to piss off. But anyway, so they have this breakfast to go, and it's pretty much a Danish and a Capri Sun, and that's their breakfast. They also, okay, there we go, keep driving. But they also had cereal. They had just a Special K. No, sorry guys, I keep trying to see what this person's doing. They just had Special K, pretty much just the flakes, not flavored, and milk, and that's pretty much all they had. And then coffee, and then they had some juice. But dude, go away. Who the hell? Stop at a park, or stop at the liquor store over there. Don't stop next to somebody's house. Yeesh. Anyway, so I got that, and even though I had that, we still went and had brunch at a place called the Sienna Cafe. Had an amazing chicken fried steak, hash browns, and eggs. It was really good, and I had rye toast with grape jelly. It was fantastic. And then we went from there to the Music City Mall. That was eerie. It's a 2-story mall, and like one wing of the mall is completely empty. Like there are no shops in it. I don't know if it was due to COVID or just the mall is just a dying breed, unfortunately, but it was kind of creepy. We only went into like 2 or 3 stores, and we just walked around. They were doing like some like back to school fashion show, which was kind of weird because they had a bunch of underage kids like doing like poses and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Hashtag save the children, y'all. Hashtag save the children. And then we went to the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. That was actually kind of cool. Jess was the photographer. She took all the pictures practically, and we went through the mirror maze, and then as soon as we did the mirror maze, we went through the wax museum, which is cool. I went to the wax museum many moons ago. I'd probably say about 2000, probably 8 or 9 is the last time I went. So it's been a hot minute, and we had to take pictures with who did I take a picture with? I posed with Rocky Balboa. I posed with Lady Gaga, Ryan Reynolds, Donald Trump, and Phantom of the Opera. That was kind of cool, and just a couple of other hodgepodge places. The horror section's really cool, and it scared me as a kid, and it almost scared me again as an adult. There's this room that you walk into, and it's just a car. There's like a front end of a car, and that front end, it honks at random times. When I was a kid, as I was walking through the door frame, because there's no door, it's just a frame, it scared me, and I jumped, and I smacked my knee into this wooden part of the door, and I was like, oh! And my Nana was right there, and I tried so hard not to cuss. I'm like, God! But I smacked the crap out of my knee, and this time I was like, and I got about in the middle of the room, and then it honked. I was like, I knew it! Screw you! So we did that, and it was fun, and then we went to the Oddity Museum, which we looked at the process of how to make shrunken heads, and got to see cool things like a pistol that Jesse James owned that they found in the floorboards of his house, and it was actually kind of cool. And then from there, we just drove around, and then we eventually ended up at Babe's, which is a chicken joint. And you get to pick between all these different varieties of chicken, and all the sides are all you can eat. So you pick your main entree, and then you get all you can eat mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, corn, biscuits, and they had a vegetable of the day, and the vegetable of the day was a pinto bean. So I had all you can eat of all that stuff, and it was fantastic. Had about 3 biscuits, and I had about 2 or 3 helpings of the sides. So that was great. We went back to drove back to the hotel, but before we went, we stopped and got some drinks at Sonic, and then went to Target and bought a couple of games. They have a Family Feud, like a night shift version, which are like what do people like to do alone? And of course, masturbation was on the list, and 5 people out of 100 said masturbation anyway. And then there was another game we got called I Wish I Didn't Know, and it was like statistics, like what percentage of people actually have sex at somebody else's wedding. And it was actually to like 20% of there's a 20% chance that there's somebody screwing at your wedding if you're having a wedding. And I thought that was kind of interesting, and they just all that stuff. And then we woke up the next morning. I had the 5-star breakfast again, and we packed up and we headed towards Wichita Falls, and we stopped at a place called the Back Porch Draft House, and they're all about burgers and beer. So I had me the Kraken burger, which was a cheeseburger with an onion and barbecue sauce. It was actually really damn good. And then we went and saw the world's smallest, biggest skyscraper. Back in 1919, they constructed the skyscraper, and instead of using feet, they used inches. So it was like the Stonehenge from Spinal Tap. It was supposed to be this giant skyscraper, and it's only like 3 stories tall. It's only like 40 feet tall. So it's like, oh my gosh. It was actually kind of ridiculous. If one more person stops in the front of my house or on the side of my house, that's right, flip a bitch, keep going. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm on edge here in a second, with all these people stopping in front of my house. But anyway, so we did that, and then we came home, and I didn't sleep worth a damn, but I was happy, and I enjoyed the trip, and I was glad that I got to get out of town for a couple of days, and it was during my birthday weekend. I just want to thank all y'all that wished me a happy birthday, and I greatly appreciate y'all. So, one more thing, and then I'm going to get out of here, kind of ending it on a WTF note. I get home from work yesterday, and my wife is walking around our front yard, just walking on the front end of the house. And I look over and I notice my front door, my glass of the front door is looking kind of weird. And so I get out, and my wife informs me that somebody tried to shoot out our front door. And there was a couple of holes where it had like spider webbed all the way across, and it looked kind of cool, but just looking at it, I was afraid that it was just gonna shatter. So we had to take that off, and we threw the door into the dumpster, and they did shoot our front window. There's one little hole, and I happened to look down when we were coming home from eating dinner at Panda Express, which that's a good place to eat, by the way, with Jess, because she helped us take the door off. And I know something shiny. My OC, my ADD kicked in, and I saw something shiny, and it was this little golden little BB. So somebody shot our window out with a BB, and we drove up and down the street, and nobody else got shot. We noticed one person was opening a front door, and they had no glass, and we're like, hey, did y'all have y'all's window shot out? They're like, oh no, he just slammed the door back too hard one day and it shattered, and we just haven't replaced it. I'm like, okay, well, y'all have a good night, God bless. So we don't know who did it, but it was kind of interesting, and nothing else looked like it was screwed with. It might have been just an isolated event. We have a few kids around this neighborhood, and some of them are, I wouldn't put it past them getting a little bored and just shooting out windows with BB guns. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. Thank you for listening to this rant about nothing and everything all at once. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead of you. Hump Day is tomorrow. I gave you this video almost a day earlier than I usually do, so maybe I'll do another one tomorrow. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about tomorrow? The Kiss the Go Ghost Spotify playlist will be up on the 15th, so look for that. And that's all I gotta say. Thank y'all so much once again for dropping by, and always remember my little piglets. Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys!